Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. I've got a really short haul for you guys today. It's going to be awesome, really great Star Wars books. I hope you guys are ready. Here we go. So you guys have met my friend Tim. We've been putting out videos pretty frequently about the collection that we bought. Huge Silver Age and Bronze Age comic book collection with some pretty big keys. And we're really excited to continue showing those and then splitting that collection up and seeing how we pick the books, how we divide them, and then what we do with the ones that we're keeping and what we do with the ones that we're maybe possibly going to be selling. So it's going to be exciting. Stay tuned. If you haven't checked out the other videos, make sure to go back and check those out. At some point, I may make a playlist so we can compile all those videos into one spot. But today, there's another collector in town who I've known for quite a while as well, and these are books that I bought from him. His name's Andrew, and I'm excited to share with you guys what I got from Andrew. So Andrew's a guy who sets up at local comic conventions, local trade shows, and he also does Facebook sales. He does some claim sales, he does some Facebook Marketplace stuff, and I saw that he had bought a huge collection of modern Star Wars stuff, and he knew it was hot, so he sold a bunch of it in a claim sale on Facebook. And I went ahead and told him, hey, if you could save back a couple of those books, I would really love a chance at buying them because they were books that I've had in the past, and then I sold those. And he gave me a really good deal. So in December, for a Christmas present for one of my kids, I bought a Nintendo 64. He's really into vintage gaming, and Nintendo 64 is really, really vintage to him. So he got a Nintendo 64, and then I got these 5 books, and Andrew gave me the really good price of $150. I figure that half of that, $75, went to the Nintendo 64, and the other $75 went to these 5 books. The first book up is Rogue One, #1. This is the standard A cover. It's a Phil Noto cover. Like I said, it's the regular standard version of this book. I did not pick this book up when it came out. I really had no interest. I love the movie. Rogue One was really awesome. I think I may have been in the buying freeze, and I remember the one with the white background, and then it came down in kind of like a V, or almost looked like a lightning bolt to me, where the characters were all within that. I think that one was the ratio variant that everyone was going after. And then once they announced this Cassian Andor show on Disney Plus, this book kind of got hot. That ratio variant got even hotter. And the last 9.8 sale, according to GoCollect.com, was in December of 2020. And it sold for $120 of this book right here. But there's a huge drop off, as you'll see with all of these books, down to 9.6. 9.6 sold in August of 2020 for $35. So there's a huge drop off. But that was probably before the hype of the book increasing in value, but there really haven't been any sales beyond that August date. The most recent highest sale was for a 9.8 at $120. And I guess when doing the math, I paid $15 for this book. Next up is this Darth Vader #1, and it is a J. Scott Campbell ratio variant. It's the B cover, it's a connecting cover. And my buddy Andrew may have done some research on the next 4 books, including this one. He says that this is a 1 in 50 variant. I'm not sure about the ratios. The writer is Karen Gillan, so this is not the Charles Soule run. It's the one before that where they introduced Dr. Aphra. The last 9.8 sold in July of 2020 for $117. And once again, there was a huge drop off to a 9.6. 9.6 sold in December of 2020 for $48. This next book up is one that I've really loved for a long time. I remember when David from Beyond the Blast Doors bought this, probably in St. Louis, and I was just like, man, that is a great book. I've wanted it ever since it came out, and I love the book. This is Star Wars #1 from 2015. Andrew thinks that this is a 1 in 75 Alex Ross variant. I know, of course, it's an Alex Ross variant, but he says it's a 1 in 75. So I'm very, very happy to finally own this. The homage, the cover swipe to the original Star Wars #1, which I have a copy right here. So you can look at those side by side. Really great rendition, really great modernized Alex Ross painted goodness. I absolutely love his artwork. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up right now so you can see how detailed and intricate and awesome and beautiful this cover is. Really, really great. Nice updated cover swipe homage of Star Wars #1 from the 70s. The last sale was just 2 days ago, this year, 2021. and it was for $135. Once again, there's a huge drop off for a 9.6. It sold in May of last year for $60. So not terrible, but it's definitely about a little less than half of the value of a 9.8. Really great book, and I think honestly this one has a shot at that 9.8. They're all in very, very high grade, really great stuff, and I would say probably all 9.8 contenders, but we'll have to get a really close, fine eye on them to really scrutinize and see if they're worth sending in. Because that huge drop off, there is a risk, so I'll get into that. There's a risk when sending in a book to where you add in what you pay for it. So if I paid $15 for all of these and it's 30 some approximately to get them graded, then I'm into the book $45, and that may be the value of a 9.6. So if I got a 9.6, I would be in it at cost, and that may not be a gamble that I want to take on grading these books. And that's why some people say, why would you grade modern books? Well, there is a huge upside, because if you get lucky and you get that 9.8, if you can really recognize a 9.8, which sometimes it doesn't work out. I've gotten 9.6s where I really thought, man, this book is flawless. I know what a 9.8 looks like, and that book looked like a 9.8 to me. And so sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but there is that gamble. And this is a huge example how there's a huge drop off from 9.8 to 9.6. This next one is an absolute favorite of mine. I've loved this book ever since I saw it. I've owned this one before. These last two books I've actually owned before. This is Princess Leia, #1, the 1 in 50 Alex Ross, and this thing is incredible. Alex Ross, his artwork is just so great, and the 9.2 crew and I have talked about it before. Alex Ross, maybe it's because he's so common and he's such in high demand from Marvel, from DC, that sometimes you can get great covers on just standard A covers. They don't have to be huge ratio variants to be high dollar. So sometimes in the collector market, in the secondary collector market, we feel, and we've talked about it before, that Alex Ross is kind of underappreciated. He's undervalued. A book like this should be worth a ton more, because look at the incredible artwork on this Princess Leia #1. I have a huge admiration and a huge respect for Alex Ross's work, and I really just wish that people would just go crazy for it, because it really is spectacular. The last 9.8 sold in September for $111 on eBay, and that was a fantastic price. Really great stuff. I think this is also a 9.8 contender. I do not see anything wrong. I checked front and backs of these, of course, as I do with all books, but once again, before I would send them out to get pressed and graded, I would double check again. I've read these in trade, so I don't need to be flipping through this 1 in 50 variant, and sometimes that's another reason why I get books graded. Last 9.6 sold this month, just a few days ago, for $75. So really great price. Not a huge drastic drop off there. This cover is kind of, it just seems like it's in demand. It's really nice, and people are willing to pay up for this awesome artwork. And the last book is surprisingly one that's not worth as much. I thought it would be worth probably more than all of these books, but this book, according to Go Collect, is not worth, it's worth about half of what those books are. This is Princess Leia #1, so the same series as this. So Princess Leia gets captured. When she gets released, she joins the rebels again, and she's searching for orphans of Alderaan. It's a really great story. Bought it in trade, bought it for $5 in trade at a Five Below, so it was really cool. But this is Princess Leia #1. I believe it's a 1 in 50 once again, J. Scott Campbell. And this one last sold in December at a 9.8 for $60. I would take this in a 9.8 for $60, man, absolutely. For a 9.6, it sold in May of 2019, so I don't know how accurate this is, but it sold for like under cost of grading and shipping for $34. So definitely wouldn't be worth getting. Well, that, of course, that was like a year and a half ago for $34. So I don't know if that price would be accurate today. I really haven't done the research. I've just looked on Go Collect to see if there's any listed at this time. But absolutely love this book. That's why I showed this one last. And these two books are just great. I would probably get these two graded. I love the presentation. Don't know if this one would be worth grading. This presentation's fine. It's protected. They're both in full backs, current size Mylar, and these top loaders, which is great. They're all, I put them all in there because I think they're worth keeping nice. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Tomorrow night I will be on Comic Gories with John, JP Budget Collects, and I go up first round with the 2-time champ. He's on a roll right now. He's on a winning streak. He can sell the story. He can sell the story. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. I don't know if that's insensitive or what, but he can do it. He can spin the story. He can spin the narrative, and he's a great guy at Comic Gories. And so I'm really nervous to go up against him. I've got my slabs out here all ready and presenting, easily to look through. I've got a whole bunch of books down here ready to go in these top loaders. I've got them separated into certain categories. I have no idea what the categories are going to be. Yeah, I'm as prepared as you can be for Comic Gories. So hopefully you guys tune in. John's Comics with Kids, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 Eastern. And so it's going to be a great time. And then Tim's also going to be back. Tomorrow we're going to record a video of the next grouping of books that we'll be doing for the collection that we bought. So hopefully you guys are well. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscription button, hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and then comment down below what you thought of these awesome Star Wars books. Star Wars is like one of the hottest titles out on the market right now, and I think these ones are really special, really cool variants. All right, hopefully you guys are well. Talk to you soon. See you, bye.